Alright you guys, so you may have noticed in my last vlog that my room at my mom's house seemed a bit bare. The walls are blank and there wasn't much stuff in here. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a WILDerland makeover. So let's get right to it. Alright you guys, so it has been a few weeks now since I've started decorating my room and I've gotten a few little things finally put together and I think we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a little tour and see what I have decided to put up. Now a lot of the stuff that is up is stuff that I've collected or have been sent over the years of my adventures, and if you have sent me something in the past that you don't see up, just know that we've got tons of stuff at different locations all around the US because there's just so much stuff. This is just what I have on hand. So let's go ahead and start the little tour. So beginning in this section, we've got one of our posters, the ones that we've got on our website. This is the Wilder World one with Atua, myself, and Luther, where we went and cleaned up some hurricane damage in Florida. Then moving over, we've got two little shelves of things. The first little shelf here has little rhinos, there's a little timby, just stuff that I've picked up in Africa, and got little moose from Wyoming, and a little bear from South Dakota, I believe, a little penguin from Once Upon a Time. We got some little fossils there, little turtles. Oh my goodness, this little hamster has fallen. Everything is little here. There's a little hamster. Then we got this little pug here. And then if we move back, we've got a day in the life poster. This is the first video, I believe, that we did on our channel, a Norman Rockwell-esque little day in the life for me, where I pretended to play video games. You can see there, didn't even know how to turn on the consoles. Then up here we have got all sorts of different yellow and blue things, and red, it seems like, is the theme. We've got our spam merchandise over here that I've been either sent or that we've picked up. Got this little pug book, got my Britain glasses, got some armadillo milk there. I don't know if that's real armadillo milk or not. I've got this Kendall mint cake. I picked that up in Australia and it looks like it expired back in 2013. Got the harmonica that I played 3 Pugs on a Roof on, that the Big Bend episode, I believe. A little survival book that I used for this video actually. And then if we move over, we've got a beautiful painting painted by none other than my own mother. That is a beautiful camel scene from the UAE. Now we're going to move over to the shelf. Got a relax sign. I just got sent that actually. Got some little nautical themed stuff. This is mostly stuff that I had up in my room when I was younger, so it was in the boxes with everything else, and I just thought it's very nostalgic to have it back up, so went ahead and put it back up. And we have got an Africa shelf up here. We have got a little adventure book, one of my original knives. It's fallen apart, it's got rust spots and everything. We've got the rhino from the Rhino We Can campaign. We have got a little bottle of appetizer. I really enjoyed appetizer when I was in South Africa. Now I don't drink soda anymore, so I haven't had it in a long time. And we've got all the little currency, all the little coins along here, going from biggest denomination to smallest. And we've got an Etch-a-Sketch of Timby and myself. And then next to the Etch-a-Sketch, we have got the original adventure map that we used in the South Africa episode, the waterproof, tear-proof, everything-proof map that I used to navigate throughout the wilder lands of South Africa. Now if we move down a shelf, we've got a whole bunch of DVDs. We have got these available on our website, and then below them I've got a little placemat of all these pictures from all over our adventures. And then moving down, we've got my killifish, of course, and my book collection, a whole bunch of survival guides, killifish eggs over here. Then moving up onto the shelf, I put together a little collage of all of the shells that I've collected over my years adventuring, and I'm going to be putting out a video on how I made that pretty soon. But yeah, I've got the paper nautilus, one of my most prized shells, and just a whole bunch of different colorful shells, little kind of beach terrarium type things without actual plants. Got my Across America book back here, and then up top, on top of all these cone snail shells, we've got a grumpy crab, as you can see. That's one thing that I collected when I was in South Africa was a lot of these guys. They're just crab carapaces and they've got a grumpy little face on it, so I thought that was funny. Then I made some rope out of twine. And this is a very common scene in the UAE from my time there is they've got a lot of these little white Toyota trucks, and in the back of them tends to be camels. You know, camel farmers will carry them around rather than using livestock trucks. They just use little Toyotas, and it seems to work pretty well. It's just an amusing sight. Now if we move over here, this is something that I just did recently. Pretty proud of it. I actually got sent this drawing of a walleye a while back from one of the artists who follows our show, and he said, when you've got spare time, go ahead and color it, because it was all black and white. So I went ahead and colored the walleye up, and we had bought a frame for it. Now unfortunately the frame was a little bit too small, and I had to go ahead and curve it, and I decided to make an aquarium. Looks like its own little aquarium. Got sand and rocks in there. If you turn off the light, you can see the frame. It's this wooden frame. Got little bits of rope down there to cover up hot glue spots that I had to use to seal it. But I think it turned out pretty realistic looking. I like it. Now if we hop up to here, we've got an original artwork by Darren Green, and it is of me jumping with Timby, and I got my ferret Charlie and a little pug. There's a little wild scene from one of our beach episodes. And if we look over on this side of the room, we have got a whole bunch of other stuff. So we'll zoom in on this little shelf. This here is my Boy Scout shelf from the Oklahoma episode when I was made an honorary Boy Scout. I've got all sorts of little souvenirs. Here's the handbook that I was given. Here's my neckerchief. And a few little patches that I earned while I was there. And I've also got this little lion that I was sent a long time ago. Someone had sent that to me. He was from a museum, I believe. And got a Boy Scout field book. Got my flint striker. The flint actually fell out, so it's no longer in commission, but I glued it back in. And I've got little fossils that I collected in Oklahoma as well. This one is called a crinoid. Got an Archimedes. It looks like a screw almost, and a blastoid. It's interesting little fossils that I was shown while I was there. Got this little goat that I was sent a while back too. Now if we move down, we've got a little hanger along here, and I decided to hang up a few things. First is my helmet, and it's just all decorated. It's very nostalgic for me because it is such an interesting little piece that we used back in the day. And then we have got my name tags from different specials that we have done. There was the Mexico one, the premiere in Mexico, and then we've got the Wilder World crew tag as well. And here's my water bottle from this summer that we used on our 20 days primitive. Had that attached to me at all times because water is very important when you're out hiking. And oh yeah, I forgot to show you this little pufferfish here. Kind of like the toadfish that I caught in Australia, so I decided to pick him up, but this one was actually from South Padre. He's got googly eyes. But back to this shelf, we have got the Washington State hat, the nice leather hat that we had used in that episode. And if we move down, we've got this little koala in his frame from Australia. We've got this nice calendar here from Roger, all the way from New Zealand, and we're currently in the month of February, which is why it's in February. Up here we've got another original art piece, and this is Alec Bigfoot with a pug when I went magnet fishing. Got a Stay Wild license plate up there. In Texas you need a front plate and a back plate, so I can't put it on my car, but it goes nicely up here in my room. And over here we've got another original piece. This is a Calvin and Hobbes-esque picture, except this is Alec and pugs. It says, let's go exploring. And we've got a giant South African flag, and then a much smaller Australian flag. Didn't realize insane size difference, but yeah. And then over here we have got an interesting little bulletin board. Now I really enjoyed making this because it's full of so many little details. So if we just take a look along here, we've got different things from all over the place, things that I've been sent in the past or things that I've collected. And I mean, the closer you look, the more little details you see, and I hope to add more to it over my years more of adventure in the future, because it is an interesting little collage. I really like it. And then on top we have got little bracelets when I went to see the dolphins and the sea lions. You can see there I'm kissing the sea lion. And then one of our bracelets from one of our campaigns, and we've got all sorts of different postcards. We've had a lot of postcards over the years, but it just makes for an interesting little view. And then over here we have got an Australia cloth with kangaroos all over it. But there are just so many details all over the room. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Really happy with how it turned out. It brings me back to when we first started adventuring. It was so much fun, and just really makes the room feel much more comfortable. I know before it was just so bare, and now it is got so much character now, so much going on. But yeah, it just makes me happy. I'm able to think back to all the fun adventures I've had in the past, and I look forward to many adventures to come. And I just really appreciate all that you guys have done for us over the years, making my dreams come true, making all these adventures possible. Really reminds me how blessed I am to be able to do what I've done and have these opportunities. And thank you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this little room tour. I had a blast putting it together, and I look forward to living in it every day. So thanks for watching this little video, you guys. Hope you enjoyed, and ta-ta!